Win like a monster with the new sweat-proof Monster Ice Sport headphones. On-ear, in-ear, wired, Bluetooth. Find your style. Just go to PLUGHITZLive.com/monster.
Hey guys, Scott here with PLUGHITZ Live, part of the Tech Podcast Network. We're here at CES 2017 at the Wireless Power Consortium booth. We're talking with John about the Qi standard, which, since we spoke last year, is everywhere. Like, it's almost impossible to avoid now.
Yeah, it is. It has climbed up that curve that we've been waiting for the last, I don't know, 3-4 years, and it's now in full swing mainstream adoption.
We're starting to see it in hotel rooms, and we've got a cool device over here that's in a hotel lobby. It's kind of, we really are, where we're sitting here at this table, looking across the hall, there's a little charging stand just chilling over there.
That's right. Yeah, we're seeing them pop up in all sorts of venues. And the idea is that people most want to charge their phone at home or in the car in the office. And we're now seeing them pop up in lots of other locations as well. And what that does is it makes it this battery anxiety thing that we have felt. Oh my goodness, I got to stop using my phone texting now or sending pictures because my battery's at dropping below 50%. The utility of the phone drops when the battery, they kind of follow each other. The value of the phone to me is dropping with the battery. That's getting fixed with people putting these things around their environment.
So last year we talked about that McDonald's in the UK had started to put in those really cool custom tables that you had here, and now we're starting to see even that concept show up in more and more places.
McDonald's continues to deploy. I was told this morning, I think there are 16 different regions now around the world where McDonald's is deploying, mostly in Europe. We're actually seeing Starbucks in Europe, in Germany mostly, stadiums. We're seeing it deployed throughout the environment, but just the consumer adoption. There's over 60 million a year households that have taken the transmitters for bedside tables or their living room. It's, that sort of level of adoption. Of course, the phones are over 250 million, mostly Samsung phones, but Motorola's and Sony's, HP, over 200 million phones in the last 12 months that include wireless charging. Some of the phone owners actually know they have it.
Right.
That's the other thing, is that the awareness is going up, but that needs to accelerate more.
A lot of people know that the technology exists, but don't necessarily know that the technology exists in their device, which we discovered just preparing for this interview, sitting here. One of our team members did not know that their phone had it built in.
And I love how big the eyes get when you put the phone down. Yes, I know what wireless charging. I understand what wireless charging is. They don't necessarily know they have it in their phone. They don't necessarily know exactly how it works or what the benefits are. And then when they do discover that, it's, oh, that's cool. That's cool. I got that already.
And then you start looking around going, oh, those are some really cool things that I can use it with.
Yeah, you're seeing lots of new players come into the market recognizing typically not necessarily the early adopters. Certainly the audio industry is generally not an early adopter because they have to be concerned with safety and reliability. They were an early adopter, interestingly, because the value proposition in a car is so high. But you're seeing the hotel industry and the fast food industry. iHome has joined. They have a really nice product for hotel rooms, and they have some sister brands that have similar products for both residential and hotel use. There's over 900 products that are registered for all sorts of different applications.
And we did a little demo last year on the vehicle stuff, and this year the number of vehicles with it built in one way or another is up huge.
Last year, if I remember right, there were about 15 different cars on the road, something in that order. We thought that was pretty cool. When we prepared for this CES show, the number was 50 plus. It was a 50 odd number of cars. As of today, it's over 60 cars on the road from pretty much everyone. Sorry, Ford. Everyone except Ford. Right now, it's just the facts. Have Qi wireless charging available either as standard equipment, like in a lot of Toyotas and other cars, BMWs, or as an option.
And have we seen any of the car companies implement the demo that we looked at last year?
Car companies are moving to that. No, the answer is not as, and the demo we have this year is still a good couple of years ahead of where the car companies are. It's a cool concept. You know, you put your phone down and the car, sort of the lighting and the seat position and the radio stations, your favorite location, all that stuff happens as you've programmed it, right? We're seeing like the Audi and the BMW, they call it phone integration, the degree to which the phone, the personal device is integrated into the car systems. It's getting better and better. So we're not seeing anything in the car yet as advanced as what we're showing, but they like what we're showing, and they, all the car companies are going, yeah, in other words, yeah, we're kind of working on that. I would say Audi and BMW are probably further along, but they all have at least the ability to charge the car.
And they're all excited about the idea of what's happening in the demo.
Yeah, the automotive use case is really interesting. They're excited by the demo because it's enabling something that they need to do and have been needed to do for a long time. The automotive industry understands that the consumers of cars look at a car more and more as a consumer electronics device. And they want a lot of the functionality that they're used to getting now in a high-end smartphone. But cars can't be refitted every 9 months or 12 months like a phone is. And so the way to offer a lot of that functionality is to depend on the phone. But if you depend on the phone, if you depend on the phone to do that, it'll kill the battery of the phone, and that's a safety issue. So you've got to know that you're charging your phone in order to offer those services. And if you just plug it into a cigarette lighter, you don't know that you're charging a phone.
Plus you've got the problem of, Samsung and Apple use different charging ports. So what are you going to do? Are you going to be like Mercedes was and only offer the StarTAC charger built into the thing? Or do you go with something that's potentially universal?
And they went that route, right? They put USB connectors all around the cabin of the car. The fancier the car, the more those USB connectors were. And some of them you could transfer music onto a disk drive that was in the center console and so forth. It turns out that we don't want to plug our phone in. I don't care what kind of connector it is. I don't care where in the world you live. We just don't plug our phones in, with very few exceptions. So
I'd much rather be able to just get in the car, take the phone, toss it into the center console, and just not have to deal with it again.
Especially if you get more than charging. So there's a good reason to do it for charging, but there's a much even more powerful reason to do it is if you're charging plus, your car behaves uniquely different when you put the phone down. And that combination of benefit is a synergy that's getting everybody that's got wireless charging in the car to really like it, to really use it. And so we're seeing a really fast acceleration. You've got a piece of paper that I gave you that shows this graph of the growth rate of automobiles on the road with Qi wireless charging, and it's a logarithmic curve. So it's really growing quickly because in the car space, it's really driving a value proposition that helps the car manufacturers differentiate their product.
And then there's a whole different aspect of it that I don't think we've talked about in the past, and that's the idea that with the wireless charging, it has to be in a place, and in the car, that means that you're putting it in a place and you're not futzing with it while you're driving. The phone is down, and now the car manufacturers can take those security things, those safety things that they've been trying to build into the car to get you to stop messing with your phone and encourage you to use them.
That's a really good point. There's sort of two parts to that. One is it's got to work well enough. I mean, what you just showed is, so there's a charging, this happens to be a Qi charger that's under this table. All right, and it has a multi-coil system, so you can put this phone pretty much anywhere without worrying about exact placement. So that's one part of it. It has to be easy to use. And Qi has cool pictures. Was that a picture of you? No, okay, cool. Okay, so the use case, the user experience has really improved over the last few years. That's one. The other is, as you say, the car companies can now actually contribute to increased driver safety because people need to use their phone for lots of different reasons. This allows them to put the phone in a safe, secure position, like locked under the center console cover or something, but still have access to it in a safe mode through steering wheel or voice commands in a way that doesn't distract them from driving.
The Android Auto, if they push that through Bluetooth or something. You have the NFC. You have the Qi that we're talking about, the NFC that allows it to move everything around, and then use that to pair the Bluetooth.
That's right.
And then you could use Android Auto right from your device, or a Windows 10 embedded or something like that, all without ever having to interact with the device again.
You got it. So the ability to add those things together is synergy. So wireless charging combined. So Qi plays very nicely with NFC. Yes. Because of its operating frequency and the antennas, just technical reasons, they work very well together. There's no interference. So you can use NFC with the Qi charging to configure the phone into uniquely in that particular location. So just as you said, it configures the streaming of data that you want, whether that's GPS or streaming video. You've just got it all programmed up, and it just all happens automatically when you put your phone down, all while keeping your phone charged.
Which, for something like that, we talked about last year, something like that, it's essential to be able to charge your phone, because when you're dealing with all that data, you're going to kill your battery, but now you're doing the opposite.
You're doing the opposite, and the car knows. Because there's a communication protocol between the transmitter and the receiver, you can integrate that intelligence into the car infotainment system. So the car says, oh yeah, I know that I'm charging a phone, I know how much charge is needed, how much energy is passing, I know what kinds of applications to make available safely. So it just gets to be a much more sophisticated integration function.
Well, obviously, you know that we've been a big proponent of the Qi standard. We've actually went out of our way for a long time to make sure that we were getting phones that had it built in, and I've got it. I built it into my desk in the office long before you could get a desk with it built in. So I am very glad that there was a couple other options that were kind of flopping around there for a while, but it certainly seems like you guys own the market now.
Yeah, it's probably not a becoming position to outwardly state that the battle's over. I would leave it to consumers and the media to say that, but I think if you look around and see what products are actually out there, see what people are investing in, see what's actually growing, not shrinking, you might come to the conclusion that the battle's over. And I would say you bet on the right horse.
Well, looking around even just the show floor, the things that you see have this logo on them and nobody else's. So
yeah. It's just what it is. You can just do the math and see where if you want to predict the future, see where the investment is. So we're grateful to our members for believing in what we're doing, continually improving the technology. Folks like IKEA. The car companies, all of them, all the big brands and small companies that are very innovative, that have contributed over the last, I don't know, since 2008, really investing to the point where it's now a mature, effective, very, very nice technology. Keeps getting better. I should say it keeps getting better. There's now 15-watt fast charging stuff. There's this easy to place, doesn't matter where you put it, within this pretty big range. Charging laptops over there. Bosch is here with their power tools using Qi-style wireless charging. It's just growing like crazy.
Absolutely. You guys built great technology, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us about it today.
It's been fun, always is.
For continuing CES 2017 coverage, stay tuned to PLUGHITZlive.com.